r/AskReddit. What was the worst gift you received for Christmas? My grandmother was a piece of work. One year myself and my two cousins were at her house for Christmas morning. All the family was there and there was a big, gorgeous pile of presents wrapped in the corner. Me and my cousins, were promptly told that those gifts were for the other grandchildren. When we gave our grandma the blank stare of confused children, she hurried back into her room, threw an old Ziploc bag down at the ground between us, full of half-used nail polish and broken jewelry, and told us Merry Christmas. It was the first Christmas my father and current stepmother had together. My step-siblings each got a new laptop computer, I got a $20 gift card to McDonald's. Edit, redundant word. Edit 2, I guess I should provide a bit more detail on the situation. I like my current stepmother way more than I like my dad. Earlier that year, my previous stepmom, dad's wife number 3, my mother was number 2, screwed my dad over royally and put him tens of thousands of dollars in debt, and he wanted to impress her by gifting nice shit to her kids. He didn't have enough money to treat us all to nice electronics. I have 2 sisters, so we 3 were just an afterthought. Young me thought it was bullshit, and more resentment towards him was added to the pile. But as I got older, I can kind of see what he was trying to do. It was just really shitty execution on his part. Growing up, my mom was either amazing at holidays, birthdays, etc., or scary. One year, when I was about 13, she was particularly scary. We didn't have a tree, no decorations were up, nothing. We were all too afraid to say anything, in case one of us set her off, until my dad got pissed at her, went and bought a tree and told us to decorate it however we wanted. He helped us with the lights and star, while my mom sulked in her room. Christmas Eve came and under the tree were these large bulky looking presents. We were all excited to open them, because we got one present to open Christmas Eve and we knew there was no way those were pajamas. We all opened them excited, to find huge lumps of coal. My youngest siblings began to cry. My dad sent all of us downstairs to watch Christmas movies on TV, and locked himself and my mom in their bedroom. It was muffled, but that is honestly the only time I remember my dad ever screaming at my mother. Afterward he came downstairs and calmed my younger siblings down, reassured them that they had been good and Santa would still come. After the kids had gone to bed, my dad called me upstairs and asked me to help him wrap all the presents, except mine. The next morning my mom was up early, made us cinnamon rolls, hers are the best I've ever had, and acted as if nothing had happened. Edit 2, I guess I should provide a bit more detail on the situation. I like my current stepmother way more than I like my dad. Earlier that year, my previous stepmom, dad's wife number 3, my mother was number 2, screwed my dad over royally and put him tens of thousands of dollars in debt, and he wanted to impress her by gifting nice shit to her kids. He didn't have enough money to treat us all to nice electronics. I have 2 sisters, so we 3 were just an afterthought. Young me thought it was bullshit, and more resentment towards him was added to the pile. But as I got older, I can kind of see what he was trying to do. It was just really shitty execution on his part. I don't know exactly what my dad said, but she was never that bad again, even though there were a few times she came close. Years later, she finally agreed to see someone about it, and they diagnosed her as manic depressive. The doctor said that stress had triggered her, and honestly that had been a stressful year for our family. Since she was treated, she's been the most amazing mother and grandmother ever, and it makes me sad she didn't get help sooner. We would have had the most amazing childhoods, and luckily my nephews and nieces got to have this version of my mom, instead of what we had. A set of salt and pepper shakers. The gifts were donated to us and I don't know how they forgot my parents had 4 kids. I am going to answer for my sister. When I was about 5, making her 9, our uncle/aunt/cousin family asked me what my sister liked. I had no idea. All I knew was she liked to yell at me. So I dumbly replied she liked hair ties. For Christmas that year my sister received an assortment of an insanely high number, like 200 different high ties, scrunchies, She didn't let me live that down for a long time. When I still lived with my parents, they got me a Cards Against Humanity deck. Right after I opened it, they told me I'm not allowed to play it until I turned 18. I was 15 at the time. Every year, my grandma would send me clothing for a 6-year-old. Seems like the concept of my brother and I actually growing escaped her. After a few years of this, my mom got tired of her wasting her money on this and told her to just send my mom the money and she would buy the gift, just send a card. When I was 15, I really wanted a dog. My mom knew this. Cue Christmas morning. After we had opened any other presents, my mom came back with one last one. It was a wrapped box with holes in the sides, bouncing/moving some, and puppy barks of cuteness. I got so excited to open it and meet my new best friend. When I opened it, it had a stuffed animal puppy, not taxidermized, a bumble ball toy, and a small tape recorder with puppy barks. My heart sank and I just sat there and cried. My divorced parents pooled their money to buy me a Game Boy Color. The problem was they'd already got me a Game Boy Color, but I guess they didn't understand that it was the same one and thought it was new. They both looked so excited as I opened it I didn't have the heart to tell them. So I just kept playing my one game on my new Game Boy Color. My parents got me an acoustic guitar one Christmas. Problem, my brother was the one who asked for a guitar, not me. So essentially my Christmas present was seeing my brother absolutely gutted. Meanwhile I had to pretend I was happy. Awkward. Update, I shared the guitar with my brother while I pretended to enjoy learning to play it. This lasted for about a month before I let my bro completely take over the guitar. He got his own electric guitar that same year for his birthday, took guitar lessons, joined a band, the whole shebang. Smile, he still plays to this day, 17 years later. Me? I hate playing guitar. Hurts my fingers. So I have two brothers, and one year my older brother begged for one of those ripstick skateboards. He starts opening his gifts, no skateboard. Then my younger brother opens this big box with his name on it, and finds a brand new ripstick. My older brother, like 12 at the time, lost it, saying how unfair it was, that was all he wanted, but my younger brother got it instead, until my mom goes behind the tree and pulls out another large box with my older brother's name with, you guessed it, another ripstick. Apparently they were supposed to open it at the same time, but my parents didn't notice which box my younger brother grabbed. From an outside view though, the whole thing was absolutely hilarious once the big reveal happened. Piles and piles and piles of Star Trek tops when I was like 10 or something. Star Trek action figures. Star Trek micro machines. Die-cast Star Trek ships. Star Trek puzzles. Star Trek toys. Star Trek everything. I asked for Star Wars toys. We had a secret Santa with the whole family, and everyone usually goes a bit overboard even though it's supposed to be a relaxed thing. One year my uncle from California was able to make it and we included them. His wife wanted all her kids to be added as well so they would revive something. One of her kids ended up drawing my name for it, and when she gave me my gift on behalf of them, she bought me a $5 lead pencil and pen, and another of her kids drew my mom's name, and then she said, "Oops, I didn't get you anything yet. I thought it was supposed to be done on New Year's Eve." While her kids got giant doll houses and trikes. We're not friends anymore and haven't been for more than 10 years now. However, we were very close from ages 12 to 25. One Christmas when we were 18, her present to me was a wrapped up VHS tape I had loaned her years before, and she had forgotten it was actually my tape of Wayne's World I was now getting back, as she tried to pass it off as an actual gift. I was 16. I was doing my art GCSE and I kept taking the scissors from the kitchen because it involved a lot of cutting and sticking. My mum got super annoyed with me. I have two older brothers. One had recently moved into uni, so he got some sheets with a world map in it, something he was very interested in at the time, and inexpensive rucksacks for his uni work. The other brother had just recently landed a new job, so he got some posh shoes and some merino wool jumpers. In total, their presents probably cost about £100, £200 each, and all of them were beautifully wrapped. Me? I got handed a plastic bag. Inside was a pair of £3 scissors. I received nothing else that Christmas. Thanks for watching, my dudes. I post daily videos from Monday to Friday at 5 PM Central Time. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe to my channel.